What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review. And today, I'm very excited to be taking a look at this. We're going to be taking a look at the brand new Diamond Select Toys Marvel Selects Apocalypse. Just look at this thing. There's a couple little issues in terms of quality. I am seeing a couple paint scuffs here and there, but nothing crazy. And it just, aside from them, it looks awesome. I mean, we'll talk about this right now. So taking a look at the packaging here, you get to see some awesome product imaging. Really just the A on the side here. The box is pretty big, so I have that one pretty close. And then you do get your read up on the back, so you can pause and read that if you can and want to. But I'm going to be bashing Hasbro in this video. So if you guys are Hasbro like simps, that's fine. But this is probably not the video for you. I don't know what that scream was, but this is probably not the video for you if you're a Hasbro simp. Because, man, this is a pretty awesome figure, and it just proves that it's not a licensing issue, it's a greed issue. Because I'm pretty sure Apocalypse is Marvel. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he's Marvel. But, yeah. So, without further ado, start off positive. Go ahead, take a closer look at this guy. So, getting Apocalypse out of the package. Damn, this is an awesome looking figure. Holy crap. He looks great. There's a lot of paint on him, a lot of good sculpted detail, very good classic design. I do have a little bit of issue with the articulation in certain parts. Not so much about like how much the range provides, but like how stiff it is. There's one issue that really bothers me, but then I have to say the biggest issue is definitely QC. The paint scuffs very easy on this guy, so there's a lot of paint scuffs all over, like on the knee, from using the rotation at the knee. There's some on the A on his belt, on his head. Unfortunately, this was the only one in the shop, but even still, I wouldn't have been able to see that out of the package. The only one that I saw was this, but it's not the end of the world, but you do kind of wish that it was better, and I don't want to sit here and bash Hasbro and act like this is perfect, because it's not, but it's far better than any Hasbro figure I've played with in a while, other than Spiral. Spiral was pretty damn good. But we'll go ahead and take a closer look, starting off at this awesome ass head sculpt. He's an angy fella, and you can see that. That looks awesome. The jowl thing that he has is so cool. He's always had a cool ass design to me. And now, typically, some of you might be wondering, yo, and I thought you only do heroes. I do, but you have to have some kind of people for the heroes to fight. So I picked the three biggest baddies in Marvel, which in my head, my opinion, are Doctor Doom, Galactus, and Apocalypse. If you're gonna have three big bads, those are the three big bads to have. You get your big X-Men villain, your big Fantastic Four villain, and your big Avengers villain. And so my display before this was, I had the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure version of this guy. I did sell him for like $130 or something like that a little bit ago. But it was Galactus was going to be in the middle. I didn't have Galactus at the time, but it was going to be the big Galactus in the middle, and then Apocalypse and Thanos there, and then all the heroes kind of surrounding them. That was my display. But back then I only had Doctor Doom, Apocalypse, and Thanos. So that's four, isn't it? Galactus, Doctor Doom. I kind of could use a Kang, and I'm a little upset that I didn't get Kang, because I feel like those are the five big baddies, so to speak. But I kind of would like Diamond Select to do a big Dormammu. That would be super cool, because I don't like that wag-ass Marvel Legends one. But I don't know. I don't really get villains too often. I only get like the big bads. And Apocalypse is a big bad to me. So you get tons of great paint apps. There's shading in the arms, and then like highlights in the obliques. Really weird spot to put a highlight in terms of artistic stuff, but it's not the end of the world. I like the metal plating. I like the metallic metal-y color that they use for the blue parts. The paint is clean where it's applied. It's just this guy scuffs. It's so easy. You do get the arms. They look good. The blue on there. These are way too stiff. I'll tell you that right now. They are way too stiff to be moving and posable. And if they weren't interchangeable, I kind of would just glue them in there. But unfortunately, you know, I mean, they'll work, but I do think that they should just been like a bendy wire, or connect a little bit better, or at least not as stiff. I don't really like that. But the silver in there is painted very nicely. Again, the belt is painted good. It's just that scuff does bother me, and there's really nothing I can do about that. The legs look great. They got the shading in there, and I love the boots. I love the proportions on this guy. He's big. He makes sense. One little gripe that I have is I don't like that you can't put his arms all the way down. So, I mean, probably going to have him not really pose like that anyway, but I kind of just wish that for, like, just a standing there pose, you could get it without taking up like so much space, because I like when you can just put the character's arms down to the side, but unfortunately you can't really do that here. So I think he looks fantastic. I love the colors. Definitely looks better than the Marvel Legends one in my opinion. He is pinless. I mean, like, I know it's only single jointed stuff, but for a character like Apocalypse, it doesn't bother me. We'll get more into Articulation in a second, but I think he looks fantastic. I literally sold my Apocalypse Build-A-Figure the second I saw the render of this guy. Not even like the figure. Like, when I saw that there was a rumor and then I saw the render, I was like, holy shit. Sold that thing immediately. I would like to tell myself I've saved that money to buy this until then, because I would have made $100. I spent 30 on this guy. We all know that's not true though. So let's go ahead and take a look at his accessories, because he does come with a lot cooler stuff. So starting off, for the gauntlets, he does come with a nice pair of fist hands. I do like that. He does come with some nice fists. I like that. But then the cool part. Oh, for the gauntlet as well, I forgot that this one goes in here. You can also plug in this like mace weapon. Looks great. I love that. So you can get that on there. You just kind of plug that on, and then obviously you can rotate this anyway. It does have a hinge in it too, which is nice. Similar to their Sandman, does have a hinge. Take that out at the forearm. As you can see, he's got no arms right now. But he does come with 2 interchangeable pieces for that as well. So you do get the drill and you get the clamp. First off, taking a look at the drill, I love the way that looks. I love like all the little parts. I would be careful with these. They're a little soft, so they probably won't break immediately, but I do like the way that looks. And you plug that in here. It's my first time putting it on. And then, you know, you take your tuber, plug that in there. Boom. That looks awesome. Oh my god, that looks so sick. Again, I wish these tubers stayed in better, but you kind of just have to pose it and then plug in the tuber. But damn, that looks so cool. And then the other side, the clamp. Now, I think the clamp looks fantastic. Love the bright metallic blue paint. I love the silver on there. But I do have to give it to Marvel Legends that their clamp did move. This one does not have a hinge on it. Very unfortunate. You do plug that in here. And then plug this in there. I kind of wish that they plugged it in there and not like the side here. But it works. And he's definitely got heavy enough joints to where if you want to hold a figure, you can totally do that. So it doesn't clamp around them, so you'd have to balance it. But let me see. So kind of angle it like that. Let's get everybody's favorite X-Men, especially X-Men Marvel Legend, Darwin. You can kind of pose Darwin. I think he's trying to take him out, right? But it's not hard for Apocalypse to hold a figure. It's actually very easy. So, and this is stable. Like, he's not really going anywhere. So that's pretty awesome. But again, I do kind of wish that it clamped. That would have definitely been ideal. But I mean, it looks good enough. And I think for the most part, it should get the job done overall. So yeah, I think that looks okay. Great amount of accessories in my opinion. Just awesome. So this is the biggest point of contingency when it comes to Diamond Select. And unfortunately, I hate to report it, but he's not going to change anybody's opinions. You do get a double ball peg at the neck, so he'll look up about that far down into the pivot. I think that that's fine. He's got a crazy design for like the collar piece. I'm okay with that. Shoulders will go up. Oh, they go up pretty far. They go past horizontal, down. They will rotate all the way around. He's very squeaky. Definitely heat him up. Maybe put a little bit of oil in there. Bicep swivel. single jointed elbow that really makes me nervous because it doesn't get very far. It does rotate, but it's so hard to hinge, and I don't want to strip either the peg on the forearm or the peg in the elbow. So just heat that up. Be careful. This will rotate, and then the wrists rotate and hinge. For the fists, the open hands, and the mace hand. The diaphragm joint really is not going to do much. Actually, that's not terrible. He does crunch forward about that far. He'll arc back, pivot side to side, and rotate. You know what? I take it back. That's not terrible. He does have a waist rotation as well. The hips, damn, bro. He's doing the splits. He's going kind of above the splits. The hips are a little gappy. It doesn't look terrible, but I know some people probably complain about that. I don't mind it, though. Goes forward that much, especially when it gives you the range. Thigh swivel. Single jointed knee that does kind of rotate, but I would be careful with that too. And then the ankles are my favorite part. The ankles go down all the way, up all the way. They rotate with the ball hinge in there, and they pivot. So this is great ankle articulation. And they're very tight, but not too tight to where I think it's going to break. I've had bad experiences with tight ankle joints, Vulcan, but yeah, no, I think he just looks awesome, dude. And I think that this articulation setup is definitely more suiting for a character like Apocalypse than if they were to do another Daredevil or Wolverine or Spider-Man. Like, you know, I totally understand the complaints there. But for a character like this, you want him to look cool and have good accessories. And he definitely delivers on that part. Now, of course, a lot of people are going to be wondering, how does he scale with Marvel Legends? Because I'm not a Diamond Select collector. I only get Diamond Select figures when I know that they killed it. I am eyeing that Vision. The Vision's pretty cool, but he's a little too big for my liking. Just a little bit too big. But, I mean, that could be posed away. I don't know. If somebody was to send me, I would put it in my display, but I have the retro one. I don't know if I necessarily need it. So, starting off, you have NECA Silly Kong and Jazzwitch Fortnite Series Peely. He's taller than both of them. McFarlane figure, there's Batman, and then Darwin. And this is where I really like him because he's big, all right? And he's supposed to be big. Maybe he could be a little bit smaller, I guess, for Marvel Legends, but for me, I'd rather have a big Apocalypse. I want him a little bit taller than Thanos, and I want him definitely bigger than Doctor Doom. Obviously, he doesn't need to be like Galactus size, but this is not as big as the Build-A-Figure, but I would say like the Toy Biz Build-A-Figure Apocalypse. Because I just realized that I had the Hasbro one, the new one. There is the Toy Biz one that looks more like this, but I honestly think that this looks better. I could be wrong, and you know, you all could call me crazy, but damn, he looks great. So I think he looks awesome. I think the size is perfect. So, you know, just my opinion. So some of you are out there wondering, yo, Amp, what are your final thoughts and opinions on this figure? And guys, if you couldn't already tell, I really, really like this guy. I think that they really did an excellent job with pretty much everything about this other than the articulation and the QC issues. You know, that kind of happens with a matte finish on figures. It looks great, but it always does cause a little bit of like scuffing and more prone to things like that. So, you just caught it. But, so I get it. But I would prefer it to look like this more. So I am happy with it. And this is the big thing here, okay? I spent $7 less on this guy than I did on this piece of shit, okay? That blows my mind that this costs this less than this. What? This is a repainted body mold, a bad painted one at that, with a bad head sculpt and minimal accessories. This guy, this one accessory is about half the size of him as it is and has more paint on it. It's nuts to me. It's crazy to me that this costs less than this. Licensing issues, I think it's more that Hasbro's greedy and they know that they can get more money for Marvel Legends if they put Spider-Man or Wolverine on the package. Whatever, I rest my case about that multiple man. But anyway, at a price point of $29.99 is what I spent on this guy, as you saw on the back of the box. I'm going to go ahead and give this guy a rating of 9 out of 10. I do wish that the joints were a little bit looser so that they don't feel like they're going to break, that kind of thing. But honestly, he is a pretty damn awesome figure, and I'm very happy that I sold the other one and got this one in replacement. But that's just my opinion. If you like the Build-A-Figure Toy Biz one, go for it. If you like the Hasbro Marvel Legends one, go for it. If you like the Age of Apocalypse one, go for it. But for me, this, I don't think I'll ever need another Apocalypse in my life. So I'm happy with this. But with that being said, I believe that's all I got for today. So if you're not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I post a lot over there, and I have a lot of fun, so I'm sure you all will too. But as always, let me know. You coppin'? See you guys in the next one. Peace.